Welcome, students, as we prepare for another episode of DC Graduates. I'm one of your teachers, your Dr. Recommended Dose of Nerdiness, aka your nerd today, Carlos Rodriguez. And as always, I am joined by my teacher in crime, Sly. Sly, how are you?
Sleepy.
Yeah, fair.
But I
Thanks.
am cuddled up in a blanket because I took my socks off because my socks were sweaty. Because I worked in them all day. And now my toes are cold. So you know,
Yeah,
first world problems over
the
here.
ever loving like circle, like I'm hot now, I'm cold. Now I'm hot, now I'm cold. Yeah, I've been going through that
Hmm.
too. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
think this is
Especially
gonna
with the weather changing.
Yeah, I think this is gonna brighten you
Hmm.
up and get you all awake because we're talking about your beloved, the 2004 The Batman. We have a few select episodes here
Hmm.
we're gonna be touching upon,
Hmm.
but Sly, what is your history with this
Hmm.
show?
Oh boy. Well, if you don't know,
Yeah.
The Batman 2004 is probably my favorite DC content ever. Uh this show is so special to me. I somehow ended up with the first season on DVD. And that DVD, along with the Batman Superman movie, which is World's Finest 1 through 3 of the animated Superman show, came with me on every single road trip vacation, of which there were many. So they got a lot of playtime, and I absolutely adore the show. I will say though, because I watched the season one over and over and over again. I know season one like the back of my hand. Once we get into later seasons, I do not know them nearly as well. I have a passing familiarity with them, but oh boy, do I love this fucking show. It has some of my favorite iterations of so many characters, and it's just like this is what Batman the Animated Series was for most people,
Yeah.
but to me, like this was the one that really connected with me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I ate that shit up. I love them so dearly. However, the animated series just didn't resonate with me the same way 2004 The Batman did. And like even before we started, I had the credits theme song stuck in my head, and it ends with the whispered like the Batman. And it's just so good. It just gets you like so pumped for everything. Oh,
Yeah.
I love this show.
I remember this premiering and I remember the controversy around it because it was coming off the heels of I believe Teen Titans was still on air. It wasn't done just yet.
Yes.
And we'll get into that
Teen
when we get
Titans
to our
ended in 2005.
Yeah. There's a reason why
Which we'll
our
talk
last
about.
episode has a special character who
Mhm.
finally gets introduced into lore. Uh but I remember the controversy because we also like was it's the tail end of Unlimited and we
Mhm.
this is like the next piece of content that we're
Yeah,
getting
I
from
think
DC.
Unlimited ended in like
I
2003-ish.
believe so. Yeah, yeah. So
So it
this is
had
like the
just wrapped
next
up when they
Mhm.
announced it. Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
it was completely tonally different. Like obviously you could tell from
Oh
the
yeah.
art style wise is different. The
Goofy
theme
as
song
shit.
it is it's very goofy and it's funny because I remember watching like this is why like really like I'm 16, 17 when this is coming on and this
Mhm.
is when I'm
And
just
I'm
don't
5.
god damn it I said don't you didn't have to do that. I think I got more gray hairs as you said that. But I
I got a couple
remember
coming in. It's
I'm
fine.
okay. They're everywhere. um But I remember like reading Wizard magazine, reading like going on to like the comic book websites. I was gonna say, ain't it cool news? Shout out to that website back in the day. Not shout out to the person who created that website. That guy's a piece of shit. But but like all these websites like talking about it, and I remember people being upset because the art style is completely different. The voice acting is different. It's a completely changed place than what we had since '92. You know,
Mhm.
so it was an endeavor. You know, like Batman Beyond had like a lot of detractors in the very beginning, but knowing it was a sequel series and it was actually, you
Mhm.
know, initially I was pitched as a, you know, toy line specifically, something to sell toys,
Right.
and then that actually came into being like, oh, this is actually really good. This may have started that way. I'm not sure the origins of the Batman. Maybe we'll get into that one day down the line. But when it premiered, I remember being very hesitant to watch it, and I did eventually catch a handful of episodes. So the voice acting, the designs, I remember seeing the pilot. I do remember seeing the
Mhm.
pilot because Joker has such a radical design in this series, and he does get
Oh
like
yeah.
an updated, like kind of classic form, but like a little mix of his own into it eventually. But
Mhm.
his dreads, the straight jacket look
Mhm.
is crazy looking,
Mhm.
and I didn't appreciate it the way I should have back then. And this is
Mhm.
when the tide starts turning, where it was like, hey, this is not aimed for you,
Mhm.
and that's okay. Comma, this is also really good. Like because
Yeah.
everything I watched, I liked. And I was like, wait, why am I being such a detractor of this? And then it
Right.
became a thing where I think this is like the tail end of like Kids WB and you know Fox Kids TV, like just going down the drain. Like their programming is very all over the place there. So
Mhm.
that's starting to help, like not help this series like gain footing. I think hours would change. It'd be like, oh, it's good special charge done 9 a.m. You know, and then next Saturday be like 11 a.m. It's like, well, you're all over the fucking place. I'm watching like something else then at this
Mhm.
point, so I would miss episodes. I never got to watch it fully from beginning to end. I did
Mhm.
catch a bunch of season
We
one.
might have to change that.
Yeah, we might have to change that. Yeah. Some season three, and then the Justice League season. I did catch that because everyone was talking about it. Like, yo, the Justice League's on there. Like, oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
At this point, I'm like, I'll check it out. And I did like it. I did. It was just like it was a complete change of place, which it needed to be. You know, it needed
Mhm.
to be. And I
Yeah.
feel like the funny enough with this
It
bonus
was
episode,
fresh and new.
yeah, this bonus episode that you know specifically we're talking about the Batman 2004. It was needed. It was, um, you almost don't want it, you know, to be one for
Mhm.
one because if there's an issue with this, then you'd be like, oh, it's not as good as you know the animated series. Like, it shouldn't be
Mhm.
though. Like that should be special in its own right, and this should have a special place in other people's minds. And then God forbid you watch something that I absolutely adore. And because of this series and other series like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles constantly being not rebooted, but yeah, I guess rebooted and different
Mhm.
iterations throughout the years, is Batman Brave and the Bold. I absolutely
Mhm.
adore that series. That is one of the best, like, cool, fun, quirky series that has been
Yeah.
on TV. And it has one of the most hardcore episodes I've ever seen in my life, which will maybe down the line we'll get into it. But
Mhm.
um yeah, this and Ninja Turtles were like the two series that I was like, yeah, it's okay, man, to have different iterations. Maybe this will land, maybe it won't. We have a guest coming on for our Ninja Turtles Batman crossover down in season 5.
Mhm.
Hey, we can talk about that because I actually found him searching. We're like, wait, someone's talking about this, you know, the series Ninja Turtles that you know is not well loved, is kind of pushed, and like
Mhm.
this guy seems pretty high on it. How he's talking about it, I kind of want to check it out now. End up checking out, love the series, comment on them. Now we're friends. Internet's awesome, guys.
Mhm.
But
The
that's my
internet's
history with the
great.
Batman. Yeah, that's my history with Batman 2004. So let's get into this. So we are covering 4 episodes. These
This is
directors,
5.
is it fun?
3. 1, 2, 3,
Oh
4.
yeah, man.
I don't know how to count. There's 2 from season 2 or
Yes, 5.
1,
5 in
what
total. Yeah,
from season 2, 3, and then 4. Yeah, so 5.
yeah.
Okay.
It threw me off too. But how many did I watch?
We didn't do
Um,
anything from season 5, sorry. That's a
no,
little past my scope.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe down the line. Who knows?
Ooh.
But these episodes are directed by Sung Yu Kim for episode 5 of season 1. Brandon Vetti, who is an industry vet, you might have heard his name before many times. That was episode 6 of season 1, episode 2 of season 5, episode 4. I'm sorry, episode 1 of season 4, and then Christopher
Mhm.
Berkeley for season 3, episode 2. This is written by Tom Pugsley for episode 5 of season 1. Greg Klein and Dwayne Capizzi for that one. Greg Weisman and Dwayne Capizzi write episode 6 of season 1. Tom Pugsley, Greg Klein, and Dwayne Capizzi again come back for season 2, episode 5. Season 3, episode 2, Adam Beechin, funny enough for the Ninja Turtles comment. That's the series that he ends up creating, is Rise of the Ninja Turtles. Michael Jelenic and Dwayne Capizzi, and Michael Jelenic for episode 1 of season 4. Studios, as always, is WB Animation, and this one
I
stars.
thought it was so fascinating seeing how much crossover there was in the ones that, because when I put this list together, I just scrolled through and was like, ooh, I loved this one. Ooh, I loved this one.
It's funny,
going purely on vibes.
Well, I know for a fact Greg Weisman obviously is a beloved writer.
Yeah.
He's Young Justice, Gargoyles, a big Darkwing Duck, I think was one of them back in the early 90s. Gargoyles is one of my favorite series, Young Justice as well. Justice for both of those series because they're great. Adam Beechin, I think, if I'm correct, is the one who created Rise of the Ninja Turtles. So he was showrunner on that and created the designs, which is outstanding designs, similar to what we get kind of with the sleek design in the Batman this season, but like it's very funky looking, like what he does with the turtles, and it's really cool. And then I feel like I've heard of Michael Jelenic before and Dwayne Capizzi. Like, I feel like those are the names of like
appeared on this podcast previously.
Yeah, I was like that has to be something. Like we've heard this name before.
Yeah, we've talked about him before. Yeah.
But as always, the studio's WB Animation for the series. These episodes at least star Rhino Roman, Alistair Duncan, Steve Harris, Ming-Na Wen, Peter McCall.
My beloved.
Oh my God, Ming-Na. When I heard her voice, I was like, I forgot she was in this. Yeah. Clancy Brown, Ron Perlman, Jim Cummings, Danielle Judovitis, Mitch Pellegrini, Pira Coppola, Evan Sabara, Kevin Conroy, Gray Delisle, Mark Hamill, and finally Maurice LaMarche. It is actually streaming, funny enough, on HBO Max.
Kind of. Here's the thing. We saw that it was streaming on HBO Max. It was like, wow, they did something right for a change. And then I went to look at it on HBO Max, play.hbomax.com, and I saw season 1 was on there. Everything looked up to snuff. Cool, great. We're paddling along. I looked at the seasons. There's only 4 seasons. I was like, wow, I can't believe they didn't put season 5 on here. That's interesting. I go to season 2. I click on it. It says season 2. I look at episode 1. I go, wait a minute. I scroll down. Episode 2. What? I go to episode 5, which is the episode we were watching for this, and I go, this is not season 2. What the fuck? It was season 3. So, warning to anybody going to watch The Batman 2004, me, constantly. I do have a DVD complete set. It's fine. If you're watching on HBO Max, seasons 3 through 5 are posted on there, listed as 2 through 4.
Yeah, it's super
We pay how much money for this bullshit?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. And I don't understand the concept behind it because, so like, one of my favorite series of all time is Firefly. And if you watch it when it came out on air, the air order is completely fucked up because they were like, oh, season 2 stronger.
The Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Yeah.
You can't watch that in DVD order. You gotta watch it in the actual order.
Yeah. And also, I made the mistake, even though everyone told me, don't do it this way. Shout out to Chris Rumblepack from Shared Screens. He goes, don't do it this way. The way Barrett from Kind of Funny has laid out how to watch Clone Wars, watch it that way. I did not listen to neither of these gentlemen. And man, those droid episodes, man, I could not give a fuck about either R2D2 or C3PO. That was too much. It's too. I was like, no, I feel like backing out of the show. But the other shit was great. It was great. But yeah, I don't know if it's something like that. If it's like a Clone Wars thing or if it's a Firefly thing where like the air order is different from the attendant order.
Don't have season 2.
But my question is this how they wanted to do
order.
This? Yeah. Because some of the episodes we covered they're in season 1. There's like 3 episodes for season 1, like technically, like if you go through the HBO Max.
No.
Order. And it's like, that's not right, right? Like, there can't be. That's not how you
Wait,
wanted
did you
this.
find the season 2 episode in season 1?
Oh yeah,
Because I
yeah.
only saw the 10 episodes on season 1.
Yeah. So there's 18
The
episodes
fuck?
in season 2. It's so many. Yeah,
The
it's
fuck?
so
Okay.
if you go to
That's
HBO Max,
bullshit. I
we'll,
can't do it on my computer.
nah, it's
I
fine. We can do
have
it live
the
right now.
fucking
The Batman. All right, so you go. There's 4 seasons, obviously you mentioned. Season
yeah.
1, and I believe it's episode 5, which we were covering, the man who would be Bat. Episode 6, which is the
Mhm.
big chill, and then if you
Mhm.
keep going, and it's I
And the end
believe
of the season is 9 and 10, which is something something, and then the Clayface of comedy or whatever, the
yes.
two-parter.
So then it
Mhm.
keeps going in season 1 order. Apparently, episode 18 of
What
season 1 on HBO Max is Swamped. it's,
the fuck?
yeah.
Where did you
And then season
Hold on.
2, episode 2 is Batgirl Begins.
Yeah, cuz
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think season 3, yeah, season 3, episode 1 is A Matter of Family. And then they count season 4
Yeah.
as the Justice League season. But yeah,
Fuck.
it's season 1 is like extra long for some reason. It seems like they took episodes from season 2 and put them in season 1's category for some reason.
Why is season 1 26 episodes long?
Yeah, exactly. And again, I would loved if I watched
Okay,
this
that's
live
fine.
because 26 would make sense for how TV was back then too, right?
Yeah,
Like it would make sense.
you would think.
But something just feels off about the
Wow, this
numbering.
is a shit show. Um, so all of that to say, don't watch it on HBO Max. That's a terrible viewing
Yeah.
opportunity. Just buy the complete set DVD Blu-ray and have a great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably super cheap as of this week from different sources around the it doesn't matter. By the time you watch this, those deals are gone. But keep an eye out, different websites. Who knows? I think we should
Wild.
start differently since we're covering multiple episodes. Let's start, Sly. Hit us with all the comic book characters we're gonna meet in this like
Okay.
episode. And then with the
Right.
plot recaps, we'll go into each episode there.
Okay. I'm gonna start out with my girl, the beloved Detective Ellen Lynn, my absolute favorite. And then I'm going to my favorite iteration of this character ever. I know that's a bold take. Don't come at me, Alfred. And then we have Batman, also Bruce Wayne, who are two separate characters of the show, which I kind of love.
Yeah.
We got Kirk Legstrom, Man Fat, my homie. Mr. Freeze, Doctor Mr. Freeze, Killer Croc, again, my boy.
Those all your little freaks.
Babs
Sorry.
as Batgirl, Batwoman, as she tries to claim. You're not Kate. Hate to break it to you, love. Pamela Isley as Poison Ivy. Very cute. Commissioner Gordon, the icon, the man, the myth, legend. Gotta love him. Tony Zuko. Tony Zuko, man. Every time he pops up, I'm like, that motherfucker.
Every
Like
time.
affectionate. He's everywhere. John and Mary Grayson, alive. At least for a little bit.
For a little bit.
And a baby Dick Grayson.
Oh.
Mr. Feral Vengeance Child indeed.
Yeah, he really is. He's so feral. I love all the edits online of like, oh, is it past your bedtime? Like when someone makes fun of him and he just beats the shit out of him. Until Batman's be like, stop it. That's enough. He's like, okay.
Knock it off.
All right. As we get in, so let's start with season 1, episode 5. Hit us with the plot recap, and then we'll go through our notes.
Of course I will. Batman instantly blamed for the numerous attacks involving. Wow, I'm really fucking words today. I'm gonna take that from the top. Batman instantly blamed for the numerous attacks involving a bat-like creature occurring throughout Gotham City. With the police hot on its tail, Bruce must subdue the real perpetrator. a lab technician who possesses the serum that allows him to instantly become a giant bat creature, which is like so not accurate. The
Yeah.
serum did make him become that creature, but he was not like that was permanent after he took the serum.
Yeah. Yeah. So you kept trying to take it as many times as you could, so it could be permanent.
Yeah,
So yeah, this episode is
whatever. All
called
right.
"The Man Will Be Bat."
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, this is your series. This is what you love so much. So give us your notes first on this episode.
What's my notes on the man who would be bat? This is my favorite episode. It's so problematic. Don't even get me started. Okay. So we start the premise is there's this very typical classic like hyper focused lab tech dude scientist who is trying to experiment and find this thing that will turn him into a rival for the Batman because he's jealous of all this attention. And Bruce confronts him like, "Hey, why are you keeping bats in my lab without clearing it with me?"
Yeah.
Preference. And Langstrom's like, "Sonar, I'm gonna cure deafness." First of all, we don't want a cure. We don't need a cure. We're doing just fine. We got our own culture. We're happy. I honestly would rather be more deaf than I am right now. I'd be perfectly fine with that. Deafness was a huge gain in my life personally. Just saying. And so Bruce, being the autistic little the fucker that he is like, you know what? I can't fix his inability to find a cure, but I can spend lots of money.
I could throw money at it.
Carlos, how much do you think a single hearing aid costs? Not a pair, a single one.
So I don't know the exact price, but I know that the cheapest option for humans right now, surprisingly and weirdly enough, is an Apple AirPod Pro.
Technically, you can get an amplifier for like $60. It's not great,
okay.
but it's doable.
But isn't it like
Yes,
600 for like
get,
one?
it is 3,000
Jesus.
for a good, well-fitted, programmed correctly, hopefully, hearing aid from an audiologist.
God,
3,000 approximately with insurance.
Jesus.
6,000 a pair. Not 600 for one, 6,000 a pair. Yeah. Anyway, so Bruce spends his money on a hearing aid, which first of all would not work because there is no way you can just magically get a well-fitting hearing aid that works for your specific range of hearing loss magically. And shows up at the niece's house.
Yeah.
Doing the most absurd mix of the Rochester method, which is where you finger spell every single word. And he mixes that with signed exact English, which is not a language, it is a modality that is used to support English learning. And it's again not a language. There are signed languages that are full linguistic languages in their own right. That's not what he's doing here. He's doing a fucking shit show. And then he's just like, "Mom, there's a crazy man at the door." She's hearing. Plot twist. So, Bruce, actually autistic man, is like, "Well, I tried doing that like a human. Now we're gonna solve problems like a bat."
Yeah, punch you in the face. Yeah. I'm just gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah,
And we
that was my
also
question. Was
get
how good was the ASL?
yeah,
I saw your notes. I was like, oh, not good at
not
all. Not good at all.
not
Yeah.
that was not ASL.
Which you
I
would
hate to
think
break it to you.
that this is where the disconnect becomes from. Like, yes, I understand this is a television show or whatever, but like Bruce should know sign language
Right.
because that feels like something he would
think.
know. Like, right? You feel like he knows sign
In
language.
some canons, he does.
Yeah.
At least, I guess I haven't read a single canon Cassandra Cain comic ever in my life. But in my fandom, he does. Um, we also get, since this is the first episode we're watching, an introduction to my beloved Sassy Alfred, who loves nothing more than giving Bruce shit for his dumb decision.
Love it. This is a
We
great
love it.
representation of Alfred. As Bruce
Yeah,
as well, by the way.
again, the best
Mhm.
representation of Alfred ever. And I'm sticking to that. Yeah, I think Bruce is very good in the series. I also think Batman is very good in the series. I don't often feel like both are very well represented in one entity. And so I think that's something to its
It looks
strength
like
here.
he's struggling, but he is trying to make the effort
Yeah.
to separate
He's like
himself.
a year like 3 or whatever.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
trying to
baby
have a life.
Bats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. It's not gonna work, buddy. No, you should give up
He's
now.
still trying to keep up the Brucey Wayne's persona.
Yeah.
Like Bruce will often be trying to do Batman things, and Alfred will comment about how Bruce Wayne is needed somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I also do love, not that this is part of the plot or anything, but it happens so many times in this episode specifically. But Ethan, like I remember I was familiar with
Love
Ethan's
Ethan.
friendship
I
in
love
this,
him so
but
much.
but like his very serious like cop demeanor,
Yeah.
it gives Yin shit, and then at the end of every like talking with bye Bruce,
He just cracks up.
bye
Yeah.
buddy, Bye.
Especially through the whole first season. Like
Yeah.
Ethan's just such a character. I love him so
Yeah.
much.
What a tragic downfall that we will not speak
Oh
of. This.
yeah, that's a later problem.
But yeah, this when she screams for her mom, Mom, there's a weird guy at the door. Like, first of all, you know who Bruce Wayne is, bitch. I don't care
She's
how
like,
old you
what,
are.
8?
I don't care. I don't care. I
I
knew who the
didn't know
orange
a
guy
single
was.
billionaire at 8.
I didn't know. I knew of them. I didn't know them. So it should be shocking, like that Bruce Wayne is at your door. That should be the weird thing.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Valid.
So this is for our audience as well. This is our first time talking about the Batman 2004. The suit design.
I talk about it all the time.
You
The suit
you
design.
do
I
insert.
love the silhouette.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
The tiny
love
ears are my favorite.
The tiny ears, and I love how personality eyes to the ears are.
They're huge.
And I
too.
love that he does the meme of the like cat ghost where you just get eyes, ears, and then full cape surrounding him like a little ghosty.
Yeah.
I love the design of this so much.
It also seems like a helmet. Like it goes over. Like a lot of cows actually go over the nose, but like something about it when you see it from the like this side from the silhouette. Like it has like it looks like it goes under a little bit too. Like
And he has a real looking nose.
Yeah.
So many designs, especially if you see it from the side. I feel like Dick Grayson gets this particularly heinously, is they give him such a weirdly shaped nose that doesn't feel like human.
No, it should. Yeah. I also loved that we see this with this episode and the next episode. So we can talk about both, but it's a play on what you assume is going to happen, right? In the series. But a lot of characters in the comics were like, oh my God, this is sad, it's a shame. They became this villain. That wasn't the case with Mr. Freeze in the early iterations, and then became the case once the animated series came by. Heart of Ice, like one of the most beloved episodes ever of television in general.
Yeah. We talked about it in season 1 if you want to know.
We did, yeah. But that I expected that for both of these, and to have the turn early where Kirk could be like, no, she's not deaf. I don't care. I'm just trying to get you out of my hair. I'm literally trying to be Man-Bat. I was like, oh, you're just a straight up villain.
We're here for a silly, goofy time.
Yeah.
I stand all the villains of the show. They're just silly, goofy guys.
Yeah, and their designs are so unique, and it's so cool to look at. Man-Bat looks so cool in this. Because he looks terrifying, but like not too, oh my God, scary, and not too simplistic that he is in he looks like a middle ground between the animated series and what we get in the Arkham games. If you've seen Man-Bat in Arkham games, so terrifying in that series, especially when it jump scares you. That's what it felt like. It was like we're in the middle ground where it's not too scary, but also not so simplistic. Where simplistic is
Right.
fine, but like this is cool. I do enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
This was like an easy wrap in and out episode. The
Yeah,
the
it's like
series does
these
not play with your
episodes are
time.
like 20, 23 minutes.
Yeah, they don't play with your time. There's an A bot, P bot, like boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel rushed either. Like it feels like appropriate
Mm-hmm.
amount of time for what you're dealing with in this
Yeah.
episode. I'm like,
You
I'm
only
down.
get a C plot if you're doing a 2-episode arc.
Yeah,
And again, it's maybe a 2-episode arc, nothing longer. I
yeah,
love it.
it's nice.
Bite
It is
size.
very nice. Um, any other little things you want to touch upon for episode 5, or you want to move on to the big chill?
I think I got all the things I needed to say out of the way. Oh, the opening credits.
Oh, great.
I love the opening credits. It's
Yeah,
so nostalgic. It hits every time. That music, the sequences, it's like burned into my brain. I love it so much.
yeah, and I think they were created by The Edge, correct? Like that's who
Mm,
did it. And I feel like, am I wrong? Did The Edge also do Batman Beyond? Did they also do the theme
I
for
don't
Batman
know.
Beyond? I feel like they may have, but I'm like, it's hard for me to. I don't know. I guess not. But I was like looking real quick. I don't know. But yeah, I remember that was a big thing too. That The Edge from U2 was doing he does the
Mhm,
whole theme. He does the whisper at the end of Batman. My only issue is when we see this. I believe this is this season 2 straight off the bat. Like it's like you get a new theme, and I'm like, oh, no. Or is it
what
season
I
3?
would consider season 2
Mm-hmm.
was the same theme as 1. What I would
Okay,
consider
yeah.
season 3 has the new theme.
Yeah, I did not like it. I did not. And
Mhm,
because it takes away something from it. Like the only cool thing about it is because this show, some Batman series you could tell like are specifically designed after one particular era of Batman, right? I talked about Brave and the Bold.
mhm,
That seems like the 60s, Silver Age, 70s, like
right.
hokey, crazy stuff with some modern stuff in there. You watch the anime series, this is post, Dark Knight Returns. This is also like post the Batman, like Batman with Michael Keaton in theater. So you get a lot of the darkness from there. We talked about
Mhm,
Cape Crusader, one of our bonus episodes,
mhm,
that whole season 1, and that was very like 30s noir, old school stuff, which was
right.
super cool to watch. This doesn't have a feel. This doesn't have like a set eras it's pulling from, other than parts of it feel like the 1960s Adam West Batman, but just
Mhm.
updated to be more
Yeah, like
modern
a
with the
modern
technology.
interpretation.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
it doesn't play itself too serious, which is nice, but it does have a level of seriousness above
Yeah, it has
the Adam West.
emotional weight,
Hmm.
but it doesn't get too dark. Even, we'll talk about 4-1, but
Yeah.
even in the face of tragedy, it's not dark. It's not like traumatizing.
Yeah.
Again, this is aimed at children, itty
Yeah.
bitty children,
And
and
I
it
think
shows. And I think that's worthwhile and valuable to have.
yeah, and I think I wonder if media wise and telegraphing this wise, like when I mentioned Batman Brave and the Bold, that was on
Mhm,
Cartoon Network, and that was specifically when that was coming out, was like brought to the audience as like, hey, this is what if Silver Age Batman was like more modern, right? We're gonna have fun
mhm.
with it. We're doing like
Yeah.
that. I think if they made mention of, I mean, obviously we got like 5 seasons of this show, so that's successful in its own right. But could we
Mhm,
have got more if they were like, hey, we're leaning into the 60s, 70s kind of like Batman, Adam West like era, but like serious ish, a little more
mhm,
serious push. I wonder how much more like praise it would have got, because this
mhm,
second viewing, especially when the only good thing about switching the theme was I was like, oh, I see the 60s influences. And seeing
mhm,
Barbara, her costume is exactly like the
mhm,
Adam West Batman, where she first
mhm.
debuted.
Pajamas.
Yeah, basically. And I was like, this is I see where you're going with the series now. Like all these years later, I'm like,
Mhm,
I understand it now. But like, I wonder if it would have done better ratings wise and all that
mhm.
stuff. But it's also hard, right? Like how many how many kids your
Right. You
age are
want
gonna
to
be like,
stand on
it's
your
like the
own?
yeah, it's you
Yeah.
hey kids, you ever see Adam West Batman series? Like what? Sorry, I'm just trying to
We
watch
love
cartoons that you
Adam
serious.
West's Batman series.
He's
Yeah,
also in the
exactly.
series too, funny enough.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think I was wondering if it would work better, like if people knew about
Mm.
that, because I see the '60s influence from like a mile away. I was like, oh, okay. Sly,
Mhm. We should
episode
talk
6.
about the one episode that did get uh positive feedback and reception. The
Yeah.
episode that kind of blew up for the series, and then nobody watched anything else ever again. That's season 1, episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
We love to see it. It's the big chill, right?
Yes, the big chill.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay. Plot recap for that one. The Batman is on the trail of Mr. Freeze, a villain who uses his ice technology as a means of stealing the objects of his passion. The rarest, most valuable diamond.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
what are your notes on
That's
this
it.
one?
That's a great question. Mostly, it's just me quoting the most iconic lines of this episode. Again, I had season
Yeah.
1 on DVD. I watched this back to back to back to back so many times. Uh, the opening sequence with the fucking guys on the cruise ship,
Oh yeah.
it's like an iceberg in Gotham Bay in this heat. No, we don't have a protocol for icebergs.
He was so chill about it. I'm like, no.
And then just every line that comes out of Mr. Freeze's
Oh
mouth
man.
is a cunty sleigh.
Yeah.
I love it so much. He's so dramatic. And for what? You have a wife, sir.
Yeah, right? Like and I was shocked. Again, this is where I was like, oh, so this is gonna be like his tragic backstory. I'm like, he's just a
Uh-huh.
jewelry thief. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, that's it? He just
He's
wants
just a dude.
yeah, he's just a
That's the
dude.
thing. All these violents are just a dude. Like it
Yeah.
really makes you empathize with like what is the state of Gotham if all of these like weirdos who are just dudes are turning to crime because it's
Yeah.
their only option.
You're like, well,
And
I got
this
turned into a
episode,
popsicle, so I gotta, I gotta
right?
rob people.
It's so good at like making you think about the consequences of the world around you while maintaining a lighthearted tone. Like we get to see Bruce again, maybe year 1 through 3-ish. He is a fresh Batman, a baby, a newbie at this, if you will. And his encounter with Mr. Freeze is the first like real challenge he has faced besides his, uh forever grapple against the Joker. Like
Yeah.
that's just going on for eternity. It's the Ragnarok of it all, like the cyclical nature of everything. Like
Hmm.
that, okay, fine, whatever. But Mr. Freeze is his first real loss. Again, we're on episode 6.
Yeah.
20-minute episodes. We're how many minutes into the show? And we get to see Bruce grapple with, am I making a difference? Do I matter? Should I hang up the cape and cowl? Like, can I keep doing this? Can I keep experiencing this and still do what is right? And that's just so fascinating. Again, in this silly little lighthearted, upbeat TV show, to show him actually grappling with what it means to be the Batman,
Hmm.
what it means to fight for justice. And also, speaking of design, the weatherproof all white
Oh
cowl.
man. That was
Iconic.
so
Now
cool.
that was for an action figure.
Yeah.
That design specifically was for the toy.
I literally ran down the rabbit hole for like a good 30, like 20, 30 minutes when I should have been watching of just specifically looking up the action figures, which are all super cool, especially Catwoman,
Incredible.
especially because they were
Hmm.
designed. But like,
Ooh, yeah, I love her giant goggles and the pointy ears.
that's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Like,
so good. The scarf up to the
yeah,
nose.
I
Ah,
don't need her
I
titties to
love
be out
her.
all the time. I get it. She's hot. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
but
But I don't mind it. I just don't need it. you know?
yeah.
But
Again, children's show. We don't
yeah,
need the titties out
exactly.
24/7.
But I equated the ice suit, the Arctic suit, I guess, to White Tiger from Marvel and Batman, like kind of mixed together because the whole
Yeah.
like the mouth covered and everything, it looks so cool.
Hmm.
But all you're right. I
The
love
whole
all
like
these
rebreather built in.
uh-huh. The cunty lines you were talking about. This, you know what's funny? You said that, and I was thinking, I was like, man, this is a very queer show. Like this is a
Yeah.
very
Uh-huh.
gay Batman. Like,
Correct.
yeah. And I'm starting to understand why you love this so much. I'm like, okay, I get it now. I'm getting it. Yeah, it is.
Alfred, an icon.
Yeah.
Slay. We love to see it. All of the villains, again.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna have to talk about like the queer coding of villains and how that's the only place we ever see ourselves represented in media. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's fun in this show.
Yeah, it's fun here. They both could be true, okay? Stereotype
Batman,
bad.
yeah. And Bruce like playing so hard to be the playboy and
Oh
is
my God.
giving like Arrow Ace vibes, and we love that for him.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to fight crime. Good for you, dude. Good for you.
Yeah. I do love I want to talk about what you were talking about with his like his struggle. You're like, oh man, I failed freeze, and
Mhm,
this is because of me. And we don't spend
mhm,
a lot of time with that, but we also don't spend like a little bit of time. Like we have an appropriate
mhm.
again,
We
speaking of this
sit
20
on
minute
it.
timer, we sit on it enough that like
Yeah.
it gives the episode enough emotional weight, and then we move on
Mhm.
fairly quickly, and but not like force
Okay.
fairly quickly, and then move
Right.
on and just finish the episode on a very strong note. I love Clancy Brown's voice work in this because I
Mhm.
said for anyone out there who would love it, and
So
I'm
good.
specifically I'm thinking like Mario, maybe Frank might watch this. Frank's younger though, so maybe not. There's a 90s horror series of movies called Wishmaster. They are so cheesy, so B level, they're great. But the guy who plays the titular genie or Jin, he's a bad guy.
Mhm.
His voice is so unique, and this is what Clancy Brown sounded like to me. And I was like, did you
Mm.
watch that movie and then start doing this? Like, what's going on here?
I love that. Yeah,
My
he has
only
just
complaint
like
was the
the
back
perfect
skis.
freeze voice.
Yeah, the bat
Um,
skis were my only thing. That was the only thing I was like, this is a little too much.
they're a little derpy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. This is after
It's a choice they made.
the bat skates in Batman and Robin. Like like
Yeah.
there's
Uh-huh.
a there's a
Uh-huh.
bridge too far for me. That's I don't know
Yeah.
why that's
Uh-huh.
it, but it is that part
And the
specifically.
Batsky will come back.
Oh god. Okay. Well, listen, when it's already built in the suit, what could you can't ask for more.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
Uh-huh.
the action figures. That made me that was a
Mhm.
I should have finished these episodes sooner if not were
Mhm.
like for looking up the action figures.
Yeah.
Let's get to season 2, episode 5, Swamped. Here's what that plot recap.
Swamped. Why do you think I picked that?
I don't know, maybe because you're the love of your life, Killer Croc's in it.
I don't know how you would ever guess that about me, Carlos. Yeah, speaking of Killer Croc, a half man, half reptile, plans to submerge all of Gotham underwater to carry out his scheme of plundering the city. First of
Yep.
all, I love a plan. I
Yep.
love an organized guy. Second of all, I love water. I'd live in a water city. Atlantis, sign me up. Okay, Killer Croc, he's just a dude
Yeah.
trying to make his way in Gotham. You need to get money somehow. If you look like that and you're a bruiser, you got the muscles for it, might as well become a mob boss.
Listen, it works for Tombstone and Spider-Man, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's brains and
Mm-hmm.
bronze. Like, and then you see someone that was the interesting thing here. Well, twofold. One, the fact that he just wanted to be a mob boss. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's different. And secondly, his smarts, how smart he's portrayed in this.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And so many times he gets like dumbed down to be Killer Croc. I
More recently,
will
as of
say,
like last month. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. At the beginning, he like introduces himself to the gang he's forcefully taking over with a hostile takeover of becoming the boss, and he's like, but you can call me boss. And then I was watching this and I was like, imagine, just go on a trip for me a moment. This man, this crocodile, this half lizard man. Imagine him as the sponsor at an NA meeting.
Yep. Yeah.
And he rocks up like that. And here's the thing. Look at me, the color of myself. I can't speak to the black coding of this character. I will say it's very present in this iteration.
Oh yeah.
Again, can't speak to how well it's done. But just like imagine that giant half lizard, half man rolling up to, sponsor meeting.
With like
Iconic. I
Box
love
of
that for him.
Joe, Dunkin' Box of Joe and like some like
Some
munchkins.
donuts or
Yeah, he's just
whatever.
like,
Yeah.
it's my week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the
It
way,
just
if you
cracks
think
me up.
we're joking around and this is one of our little fanfic tangents, no, canonically, Killer
Mhm.
Croc is Roy
Canon.
Harper's NA.
Yeah. Canonically, Roy Harper goes to pick a fight with Killer Croc because he wants to, off himself via picking a fight with the biggest bad he could find in a sewer somewhere. And Waylon Jones, my boy, goes, "Are you okay, bud?
Yeah.
I think you need help.
Yeah, what a
Let's get you some help."
multifaceted like villain. He's the
Again,
best.
intelligent
Yeah.
icon. We don't often get that with him. However, he is here. I do want to say, speaking of the intro, we talked a little bit about the intro.
Mhm.
The most iconic scene of this entire series happened so briefly,
Oh,
and it is Bruce Wayne courtside at a basketball game with two girls, one on each arm, where he gets a little bat notification and abandons them from his courtside seats to go be Batman. And that scene is in every single credits for the first two seasons. And every time I remember watching that episode, I loved that moment. I thought it was great.
yeah.
And then it comes up again in every single credit scene. And every time it hits, I'm like, fuck yeah, I love that moment.
It's
Anyways, I had
perfect
to
Brucey
mention it.
Wayne behavior,
Yeah.
We only see that
Yeah.
a little bit in the more recent movies, right? Like the most we probably seen it was
Mhm.
the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy where he's like
Mhm.
kind of messing
Unfortunately.
around. Yeah, like he
Yeah.
they can't be swimming in the restaurant little pool thing. He's like, it's okay, I'll buy the restaurant. And, it's like, and he
Mhm.
joins them.
Mhm.
Like that's like it
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I with this episode, a few things popped out for
Uh-huh.
me. For the first one was my first note was, well, Sly's going to be feral for this episode.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Why do you think I picked it?
Yeah.
Huh?
And then it's really funny because of the is this episode the one where Andy Adam Beechin worked on? No, it's not. But it was like in my head, I was like, wow, like Waylon looks like Leatherhead from TMNT. And he's kind of talking like him too with the
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
southern kind of drawl.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
most modern
It's very
iterations, he's
Cajun
from
inspired. Yeah.
he's from Gotham,
Mhm.
so like they don't really give him
Right.
that like Cajun accent. This one has it, and he's so intelligent. I just love. I was like, I'm here for
Yeah.
possible mob boss Killer Croc. Like something about that just
Uh-huh.
it's kind of perfect. Can you imagine like
I know, but one of my notes is just like, I know he's the villain, but he's just a weird little dude.
yeah. Yeah, because can you imagine the Falcones and like the Salvatore and
Yeah.
all, and to be like,
Yeah.
who's this new player in town? He calls himself Killer Croc. What does
Yeah.
he look like? A giant fucking crocodile. That's what he looks like. What? And then he trains crocodiles. He also then
Yeah.
has trained two crocodiles each,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
which makes
You
like
gotta protect
Harley.
your home.
Yeah, it doesn't now. It makes it not seem that weird that Harley has two hyenas.
Yeah.
Everything just feels
You
normal.
know? Croc has got his crocodiles.
Yeah,
Harley's got her hyenas. You gotta have an on-brand, like, themed pet.
I like to think there's like
We
a.
also in this episode
Yeah.
get more sassy Alfred
Oh
and
yeah.
the start of establishing the museum collection
I thought that
in
was
the
the
Batcave.
coolest idea of having Alfred do that. I think
And I
having
think it's the
Alfred.
only time that at least I've seen we get a backstory to why
Yeah,
there's the memorial in the cave.
yeah. I can't think of like a definitive like canon reason for it. I think it's just something that is there, and then eventually it's
Yeah.
display like, oh, I display stuff that's here. But like the
Uh-huh.
fact that like Alfred goes out of his way to set everything up, and Bruce is like questioning
Yeah.
like, why are you doing this? Like because it's
What?
important. Yeah,
The scrapbook of all of his exploits.
he's proud of his son. He's just proud of his boy.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's his boy.
Um, going back to the Killer Croc with his pet crocodiles and stuff,
Mhm.
and Harley with her hyenas.
Hell yeah.
There has to be like a black market pet store,
Oh yeah.
right? And a black market
Yeah.
veterinarian.
I don't think it's even black market. It's Gotham. I think it just exists.
You just walk into like the PetSmart of like Gotham
Yeah.
and like, y'all got crocodile
Uh-huh.
food? Like, yeah, make a left right here, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah. Wouldn't be that.
Your dog got turned into a crocodile. Yeah, that's on aisle 4.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's transition food. That's
Yeah,
what,
transition.
yeah. One thing, two things. They're both water based.
Mhm.
How annoying do you think
Mhm.
it is for Batman to get his cape wet?
So annoying. That
Right?
man is so autistic. Can you
It's like wet
imagine the
socks.
sensory overload?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, but full body.
Yeah. Full
Wet
body.
socks, but full body. I can't even stand to think about that.
Yeah, it's like tasting like wet hands with a microfiber cloth or something like that. Like,
Ugh, yeah.
yeah.
Ugh. Uh-huh.
That's why he
Gross.
took the suit off. It's completely over there. He's like, I
Yeah.
can't even deal with it right now.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Gotham Bay water got in his mouth and was like,
Mhm.
ugh, so
Yeah.
gross.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's like the fucking what's the river that they had to do the like $5 million cleanup project for the Olympics so that it could be like swimmable and not toxic?
I don't know, but that's going to be happening in Philly soon, I think, as well. Delaware River is gross. There's
Yeah.
so many dead
Hmm.
bodies there. I know it.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
yeah, they're trying to do the same
It
thing.
happens.
Yeah, there's a reason why Gotham's in the Northeast, in Jersey,
Yeah.
it kind of fits.
Uh-huh.
It kind of fits.
Hmm. It
Um,
does.
oh yeah, flooding part of the city was such not a stretch. It felt normal for what was going on in this episode, but like it went from like 10 to 100 out of nowhere. Like we're
Hmm.
like we're just doing petty
Yeah.
crime, we're doing this, we're building up our base and stuff. He's like, I'm
Right.
gonna flood
And then
Gotham. I was like,
blew
whoa,
up the dam. Yeah.
damn, that Riddler
Whoa.
just that's the plot of the last Batman movie. What the hold on, chill. God damn,
Yeah.
you just killed a shitload of people.
Speaking of the Riddler, I want you to know I tried so hard to keep this time, like runtime wise, around the same time as an average episode that we consume content for
Fair.
regularly.
Yeah.
Besides when we're absolutely insane and watch 3 movies in a row for one episode. That was my fault. My apologies. Uh, you don't know how much it gutted me to not include the Riddler episode. He's such a slimy little skinny little twig of the dew with the black long hair, and he looks so greasy and nasty with the giant like staff with the question. I love him so much.
I also love that I had to look it up because I kind of remembered him in the series. I may have seen like an episode or two, but I remember
Mhm. Oh,
and
I've sent pictures in the
uh
Pip Discord before of that
what
man.
it's Robert Englund doing the voice, which is Freddy Krueger, one of the best actors, voice actors, anything in general of our generation, and one of the best boogeymen to ever grace us theatrically,
Not
on
to make
screen.
your editing job harder, but can we do like a jump scare of the Riddler in the
Oh yeah,
show right
sure.
here?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Freddy Krueger. Like, got you.
You can do both. That's fine.
My dumbass will do that and then scare myself because
Uh-huh.
I'm an idiot. That's how stupid I am. That's how afraid I am of Freddy Krueger that I would do that and scare
Hmm.
myself.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, valid.
All right, moving on. We're going to season 3, episode 2, Batgirl Begins Part 2.
First of all, were you mad that I made you watch a part 2 of a 2 episode arc?
I questioned it, but the recap in the very beginning was very informative.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh,
Okay, cool,
we're
great.
good.
Cause I watched both episodes to see if I could get away with it because I thought the second one was stronger.
Yeah.
And I didn't like super remember like the intro like transition between the two. And then there was a recap that perfectly sums up like every single plot beat of the prior episode. And I was like, great, we could just watch one episode.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was like it was shorter because of the recap too, and it was
Mhm,
like this is a
mhm,
perfect episode.
mhm.
Like I got everything I
Yeah.
needed in this episode. It was perfect.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
hit us with that
Plot
plot recap.
recap. Continuing her story, Barbara recalls Pamela's chemical accident during the fight between Templar and Batman, causing her body to mutate and give her powers over plants and spores that can mind control people. Becoming Poison Ivy, she soon continues her attacks against waste dumping corporations, but when she kidnaps Commissioner Gordon and places Batman under her control, Barbara, inspired by the Caped Crusader, becomes her own hero in the form of Batgirl, the only one capable of turning things around. That was a lot of words for this
That was
episode.
that was especially because I guess they're also recapping, the previous episode. But
Mhm. Both,
man,
yeah.
I thought it was cool that Pam and Babs were friends. I like that
They're
dynamic.
besties. They
Yeah,
also are babies. They are
yeah.
so young in this episode.
Hey,
And second of all, is Pamela Isley an eco-terrorist? Yeah, sure, maybe. However, you know how there was this whole push to like save the turtles and not use like plastic straws or whatever? Humans, average, normal, everyday humans, are not contributing nearly as much to the climate crisis. You know who are? Massive fucking corporations dumping their toxic sludge into the waterways.
yep. 100%.
I'm just gonna say my girl's right. She did
Listen,
everything right. She
some of
was a
my favorite
victim of a
people.
crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
She
they're
was a
equal
victim
terrorists.
and she uses her power. She utilizes the power she gains to make the world a better place. Is
Listen,
that a villain? I don't think so.
no, and listen, one of my favorite characters, let alone one of my favorite teams in all of video game, is Final Fantasy
Mhm.
VII, Avalanche. This is
Mhm.
my boy right here, Cloud
Mm.
Strife. He's an
Hell
eco-terrorist.
yeah.
He's an eco-terrorist.
Uh-huh.
And he's an eco-terrorist worse because he's for hire. That's not even his mission. Like he's
Even
not.
better.
He's like,
Yeah.
you give me money, I'll do whatever you want. You want me to bomb a facility? Sure, just give me gil, dude. I
Sure.
don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
Mhm.
Now Barrett, that man is true blue
Uh-huh.
eco-terrorist. Like he is
Mhm.
like, I will burn the city
Man for
down.
the cause.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why Barrett's one of my favorite characters ever. But yes, they are eco-terrorists. That you can't deny that. You can be like, I love those characters. Like, yeah, but listen, you gotta be okay with some shady shit that they do. It's for the better. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but they're bombing shit.
Is it illegal? Yes. However, some of the most heinous crimes in history were technically legal. So, you know what? Form your own morality system.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This would be this right here specifically. This thinks of a makes you think of a controversial thing that happened last week on online where Hassan went on some anime podcast and was talking about how much he loves One Piece. Similar to me, I got the tattoo right here.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how anime, like most art, is inherently political. And specifically when it comes to One Piece, the host of the show went out of his way to like denounce that One Piece is political and all this stuff. So real quick, One Piece, if you don't know, is about a rubber boy.
Show?
Yeah, he's a pirate fighting the world government, you know, liberating lands.
Hold on. Sorry. We have to back up a minute. The pirate show.
Yeah.
Is apolitical?
Yeah. His quote was, "It's just a silly story about a rubber boy."
I haven't read a single page.
Mm-hmm.
It's about pirates. Do you know anything about the history of piracy?
Yeah. It's political.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a One Piece show. We can move on.
Yeah. So that alone is crazy. But like,
yeah,
that same dude would probably watch this and be like, "Hey, the Batman is just a silly story for children." It is also political because what Pamela's doing is not where she's trying to bring down a corporation who's constantly hurting the environment, and like that is political.
Just like
how do you think they got there?
We know.
Yeah, how do you think they got there? Why do we keep making the ocean joke about Gotham? Because in that universe, it's a problem. Government oversight is a problem.
With me,
yeah,
and you'll be
in
a world of ocean violation.
Yeah, that's literally what this is. Like, this is also political. Yes, it is a silly show about a man dressed up as a bat and you know, a girl who dresses up like him because she's inspired by him and they fight a plant person.
Yeah.
Comma, it is also political. Like,
there's lots of politics in this.
Yeah. This episode specifically has so many, not let alone Batman story and mythos in general, right? But this specifically, that same dude would say this about that show, like, no, you're still wrong. You think you're right because it's a kid show, but you're wrong. But yeah, I did love Pam and Babs being like 12 or whatever. I love their friendship. Together.
Yeah, again, they're like preteens.
Yeah, and everyone's had that friend that like, hey, your parents like, don't hang out with them, like they're a bad egg.
Right. Yeah.
And you still hang out with them, and you're like, I don't know, man. Or people warn you, like, really, you still friends with them? Like, yeah, I know.
You gotta make your own mistakes, you know. And honestly, I don't think Babs is making a mistake by being friends with Pam.
No, she's
Does Pam do
she's
some
still trying to help her.
and questionable things to Babs' dad? Yeah, sure. But also he's a system of the machine she's trying to
Yeah,
topple. So like
yeah.
I respect the hustle.
I love this Babs. I love this Babs so much. She's so sad. I
Uh-huh.
mean,
Yeah.
Babs is always sassy, but like her portrayal in this is so very
Oh yeah.
uniquely
The
sassy.
attitude.
Yeah.
The like preteen, early teen attitude
Hmm.
is dripping. Somebody in that Brandon's room had a teenage daughter.
Yeah.
Like
That's it. Yeah. They got
it
uncredited writing.
shows.
That's what they
Yeah.
got. Yeah. Oh man, but I love it. I love the you have a note here, the bat transition. What oh you mean like the wave?
Oh, every time that we do a scene transition,
Hmm.
it's the screeching, the bats
Oh,
swirl
that
in that
that is
spiral,
cool.
and
Yeah,
then they
yeah,
swirl out. Yeah, uh-huh. And it's a constant like reoccurring like motif throughout. Whenever they do like a hard scene transition, that's not
yeah.
just like a cut to black commercial break. They'll do the bat screeching as
Yeah,
they
I
fade into
love it.
the
It's
screen. Yeah.
it's just the
Hmm.
guitar too. It's like perfect.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, oh, with that, yeah, right here. Like, did Batman just kick the shit out of a teenager? Which he did. He kicked the
Yeah.
shit out
Uh-huh.
of her. He fucked her up with that one kick. And usually,
She does
when
have magic uh powers, plant powers,
fair,
but
but
also
I think we
that's a
talked about
teenager.
this. Yeah, I think we also talked about this when covering Batman Beyond because we watched the unrated version or PG-13.
Uh-huh.
That and I didn't know this until watching that film that when women get hit, even if it's Wonder Woman in TV
Hmm.
shows and stuff, it will flash or
Yeah.
it'll cut away real quick. There's no
Uh-huh.
cutaway. I noticed that. It was like
Nope.
it's so quick, but
Because
like
she's
there's
the
no
villain.
cutaway. Yeah, that was crazy to me. That was insane
Uh-huh.
to me. Uh
I'm like, that is
yeah,
a child.
yeah. That's the other
It's a
yeah, it's like
literal child.
there's a lot going on right here. Like, did you guys how did you guys get past the FCC on this one? Jesus Christ. You guys
Hmm.
um
Yeah.
oh, when I put it, man, Ivy's being mad disrespectful to her friend's dad. It's always that one friend
Uh-huh.
too. It is always that one friend,
Yeah.
just always being
Uh-huh.
disrespectful to your parent. It sucks.
Right.
And then
And I do want to
finally,
talk about
oh yeah,
Ivy's like power
oh
set
yeah,
in this because I love the way they interpret, that
I
is the
got
word I'm
you.
looking for. I was trying to interpret and interpolate at the same time, which is not how English works. Her powers, and it's very much like this nurturing, like symbiotic relationship where the plants really care for her. Like
Yeah,
initially she's falling off the like balcony or whatever and the trees catch her. And sure, yeah, she has these like sexy mind control spores that she can manipulate. But also this is a child and a children's show, so we don't really get into that. And it
hmm,
also has my favorite piece of like Ivy lore is when the sexy like one piece suit
oh yeah,
is actually just like live plants where she does the thing where she like picks off a leaf and it grows back because
yeah.
it's like a living like embodiment of the plant she controls. I just really loved the design they did with the little like the like bonsai tree or whatever it was
Oh
on Babs's desk
yeah,
that
following her.
crawls away to
Yeah,
come hang out with Ivy.
it just feels like this relationship to her, which I love. I
Yeah.
did love that.
Yeah.
Um,
It's giving that one fic I made you read where
yes,
Jason trains one of the,
the E dick.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
he's like, oh no, my brother. um, another thing too that made me think of, which I at least appreciate this. We were talking about her age. This is not the
Uh-huh.
first time we've seen Pamela like as a teen. This is the only
Right.
time though that she stays a teen and doesn't get aged up
Right. And
physically
does
for some
not
weird reason.
magically age up sexually
Yeah,
when inhabiting her powers.
yeah,
Gross, 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 gross.
so gross. Oh god, Gotham. So many cool things in that series and so many
Gotham.
weird shit at the same time.
There was so much promise.
There
I feel
was?
like that show lives on the undelivered promise.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
And I'm
100%.
like going for like 5 fucking seasons.
And technically, we end that
Oh,
season with Batman and Joker, you know? And one of the worst Batman scenes I've ever seen in my life. But hey,
yeah,
you know,
pretty
it's
egregious.
they they
Uh,
tried. They
you
tried.
know,
Uh
they tried. Network
yeah,
TV for you, buddy.
yeah, right. And our final episode here, we are covering episode 1 of season 4, A Matter of Family.
Yeah, we kind of had to do this
Yeah,
episode,
I appreciate it.
unfortunately. Like, we had no choice but to cover it. This one, oh man. When the circus comes to Gotham, ruthless crime boss Tony Zuko, fuck that man, demands protection money from the Flying Graysons, a family of trapeze artists. First of all, sidebar, I love that fucking John Grayson in this one is the owner of the circus. He's not
Yeah.
like reporting to like Mr. Haley or whatever.
Yeah, he owns Haley Circus.
He owns Haley Circus. I love that for him. Entrepreneur, you go, King. They are also very white and very not Roma. That's a problem for another day. They refuse to pay Zuko and exacts revenge, leaving Dick, the youngest Grayson, an orphan. That really glosses over their death, but okay. Having experienced a similar tragedy himself, Batman is driven to take down Zuko and in the process discovers an unaccepted bond with Dick.
Yeah. I love that was actually provided by Kids WB, by the way. Every other ones were like
Kids
people.
WB.
Thanks, Kids WB. We appreciate it. We miss you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we really do.
Man, this was a good episode. This was a fun episode. And the cameos that we got in this episode. We mentioned them earlier, I'm sure. Mark Hamill is Tony Zuko.
Hell yeah.
Kevin Conroy is John Grayson. And Gray Delisle as what was her name? Oh my god, I'm gonna say Mary. I was gonna say Martha. Like there'd be another Martha, of course, but no, Mary Grayson. Man, what a great callback and having these guys
all-star
like,
cast. Yeah.
It was great. John is such a badass. You mentioned owns Haley Circus in this iteration. He beats the shit out of Tony Zuko. He backhanded the hell out of him. And I love that Dick has the knowledge to be like, he's like, oh, you so tough. And I'm like, why makes you so tough? Like, I called the cops 5 minutes ago. It's like, what? And then Batman.
I hate to break it to you, buddy. It's Gotham. Yeah, the police weren't answering that.
Yeah,
regardless.
No. But Batman was.
But Batman will. Yeah.
He's like, I fucking love the circus, man. Don't fuck with my shit. There was a part of it. I was like, Ben, are we gonna see it? You know, are we just gonna get like a flash to it, similar to the anime series? But no, man, they show. I mean, they don't show their bodies, but they
rattling
show
boats and bolts and everything. Yeah, we see that trapeze disconnect and fall. And I want to say this one thing. I know a lot of people in the like circus training community use the goddamn safety net. It's there for a reason. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
Use the safeguard. Because I don't care how fucking good you are. I don't trust people who set up equipment that travels often. You shouldn't either.
Yeah, look what happened to Graysons.
Double check your equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what happened to the Graysons. Use the fucking safety net.
Also, if you're rich and white, don't go down alleyways. That's stupid. Come on. Take the roundabout right. You're going to lose your pearls and get shot. Come on, man. You want to make a Batman? Don't do that.
Common sense. Yeah, don't make a Batman. And okay, I have 2 gripes with the circus scene.
Yeah.
I do love this episode. I think it's one of the best versions that we get of Dick's backstory. I think it's well done. And it's so important to talk about like grief and loss in a developmentally appropriate way. And I think the show does that really well. However, I did not see a baby Tim Drake in the audience anywhere.
I know.
We did not see Dick's quadruple somersault, which always makes me sad. I think we should get that in every iteration. That's just me. And third of all, we didn't have Zika. No real elephant, no stuffed elephant. I just really wanted to see my elephant friend.
I'm pretty sure in Batman the Brave Crusader, he has a stuffy elephant, right? Like when we see him and Jason and Stephanie.
Because we talked about the Zika versus Zika like name change or whatever.
Yeah. So even then, like that has a chance to acknowledge it. But I will say again, short episode, not short, but like appropriate length for what this series is.
Yeah.
But man, fitting in the origin of the Graysons, giving them appropriate time for us to fall in love with them, and then
Yeah.
the grief of losing them, and then Batman having a whole arc where he's tracking down Tony Zuko, and
And
you,
Dick experiencing this need for vengeance.
yeah,
You
and
know,
all in this
Bruce's
like
whole thing.
20-minute episode, they fit
Uh-huh.
it in, and it did not feel rushed at all. It was perfect.
Right.
I loved it, and then
We
I
also
loved,
get to see,
yeah,
Bruce being an absent father and
from jump,
Alfred rightfully calling him out on
from
it
jump,
immediately.
he had
Yeah,
a
that man does
reason,
not know how
but
to raise a
from
child.
jump,
It's
yeah,
still not good
he's
enough.
which it's so heartbreaking because they don't touch upon it. He has the one lines like, I know what you've been through and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
he,
But abandonment
yeah,
issues much?
yeah, he dives into Batman. Like the
Yeah.
second that Dick comes home, he's like, I
Hmm.
am all Batman. Because he's like, I don't want
Hmm.
this kid to be like me.
Overcorrecting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I've seen this too many. Like I've seen this with myself. It cannot happen
Hmm.
again. Like he needs to go to
Right.
jail. He needs to be brought to justice. And I love that Dick has the realization because throughout the episode he talks about
On
like,
his own.
yeah, he
Like,
doesn't need
he
Batman
doesn't
telling him.
rely on Bruce telling him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the beauty of Dick as a character, right? Like Nightwing, when we talk
Hmm.
about him and
Yeah.
why, in more recent canon, when the Justice League broke apart, it was like we need time away because we need to refigure this out. I'm I
Hmm.
want you in charge. Superman, Wonder
Hmm.
Woman, and Batman looked at Dick Grayson and was like, "Yo, you're in charge of what? The world. You and the Titans protect this planet
Yeah.
because you are a pillar of like hope and like what we are, like what we always strive to be. You are that." And they show that in this one episode already from Jump. Like the fact that he goes, puts on his own costume, which could probably make Batman mad. Batman doesn't yell at him, by
Mhm.
the way, for finding out that he's Batman.
Right.
He doesn't get pissed at him. He's very understanding
No.
in this series. But then
Right.
to go
Yeah.
later on and be like, I thought you wanted vengeance. Like, this is vengeance. It's justice. And we just
Hmm.
talked about that last week,
Yeah.
right? When we were talking about, well, I don't know when
Right.
that episode's premiered, but Batman
Oh.
Azteca
In the future.
in the future. Yeah. Spoilers for that, but like that was a crux of that. That's what makes Batman
Hmm.
Batman. Like it's not about the vengeance. It's about
Hmm.
when he starts realizing what is vengeance and what's justice. And for Dick
Right.
to just come up with that from jump, perfect writing.
Hmm.
Perfect writing. And God, what a little shit he is.
Absolutely.
He is such a
He's such a
feral.
rabid little brat.
Yeah.
I love when stories really
Yeah.
embrace the whole like dichotomy of, especially looking at it through like first and second children
Mm-hmm.
hierarchies, where Dick as a child is the feral little
Yeah.
monster, and Jason as a child is the sweet like wonder in his eyes, loves school, so
Mm-hmm.
excited to have a study home, and then they grow up to be the exact opposite. But speaking of like Nightwing specifically, we really should do an episode that's like the the Clark and Dick connection of it all
Oh.
and the Nightwing story, and that might have to be a
Mm-hmm.
future bonus
That
episode.
might have to. Yeah, that'd be great. All right, so that is the 5 episodes we watched. We're gonna move on to drama class, and then we'll go into homeroom, which is actually as well a quick
Mhm.
version of our Drea Romano roundup because I have a final question for homeroom. So we'll
Oh,
start with drama class. We have three
mhm.
scenes right here.
None of
So
them are from my favorite episodes, but
to be
that's
fair, I was very lazy, and IMDb did not have any quotes. I'm like, well,
fine. Hmm.
I'm already in the
Well,
episode. Too bad.
that's fine.
uh, so we're gonna start here with Barbara and Bruce from Batgirl Begins Part 2. Do you want to be Barbara?
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
be Barbara.
Okay.
This scene plays into one of my notes that I did not mention.
Ah, yes. All right. Then, from your own safety, if you won't listen to me, I'm gonna have to tell you your father, Miss Gordon.
You must have me confused for somebody else. Dude, you just broke the superhero secret identity code.
The
How many people
audacity.
do you think have called Bruce dude to his face and gotten away with it? Two.
Jason. Yeah, just
Babs and Jason.
just them two. Yeah.
Steph can't get away with it.
No.
Steph will call him dude, but won't get away with
Yeah, and not into his face.
it.
He'll hear it, but
Yeah.
like not to his face.
Yeah. Not to his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and next we have Robin and Mary. I'll be Mary for this one if you want to.
Okay. Is there a reason why this costume has to be so colorful?
Because when I see you up there, Richard, you make me think of a little Robin.
Ugh, a robin? Like the bird? And then he goes on to have a line like nicknames like that get kids bullied in school or
Yeah,
whatever. Kids or nicknames that like that get kids bullied at this age or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
And then I like
It's
to think
so
Christopher Nolan was
funny.
watching this episode specifically.
Uh-huh.
You know what? George Legary's character. I'm gonna call him Robin. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
that's not what we wanted, Christopher Nolan.
Mm-mm.
For all the good
Mm-mm.
you did, you also did so much bad. Why? Anyway,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
finally we have Bruce Wayne and or Batman and Robin here. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
Robin if you want to be Batman.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been thinking, Dick. I'm not sure Bruce Wayne has what it takes to raise you properly.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that he's never around. But if not Bruce Wayne, what about Batman?
Mm. We'd have to give you a name.
How about Robin?
Like the bird?
It's a family name.
Yeah.
God, I loved it. What a great
That's
way to
so
end that
normal about
episode.
this show.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's a great series.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna run in the homeroom, aka as well the Andrea Romano roundup, because my
Mm-hmm.
final thoughts of this. First of all, 5 great episodes, great choice, Slide. But
Thank you.
why
Thank you.
were these 5 your choice?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. The last 2 episodes we watched are purely because I was like, I don't really remember the later seasons, so I'm just going off of the ones that I think you would enjoy and are important, and that is Babs and Baby Dick. However, the first 3 episodes are because they are my favorite episodes. Season 2, episode 5, obviously, my boy.
Yeah.
This is half of the inciting incident for my love of Waylon Jones, which we've made so public on this podcast,
So
how
many
much I
times.
adore him. And this is like my favorite interpretation of him in a medium that is not fan fiction. So we had to experience it, together because he's just so perfect. And then episodes 5 and 6 of season 1 are like the best episodes to me of this
Yep.
show. I know everybody will say the 2 Clayface episode arc is the best of the show. It is very good, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. It is one of my favorite Clayface interpretations. I think it's very well done. However, usually by the time I got to that far into the DVD, I was getting a little tired of the show. Again, I watched season 1 all the way through multiple times.
Yeah, you just hit play and just keep
And
going.
the episodes that like have cemented themselves in my mind and are so formative to who I am as a person today are The Big Chill and The Man Who Would Be Bat. And they are just like so important to Baby Sly that I couldn't not force you to watch them on this
Yeah.
podcast.
That's right. Yeah, it's true. Those 2-part Clayface episodes are really impactful emotionally because you get,
They're very good.
we not that we have like a through line throughout the episodes, like they're not continuation, other than the fact that like GCPD is looking
There's
for
like a
who the
slight
Batman.
arc through,
Yeah,
season 1 at least.
yeah, it's not like overt, like it's very subtle. Like
Mhm.
Yin and Ethan are constantly going after that, and
It's
they're
very much that era of cartoon. You want people to be able to jump in every single
yeah,
week without feeling like they don't know what's going on because they missed the previous week. Also, these are children with tiny attention spans and memories. I
yeah.
can't remember what happened a week ago.
So those episodes, which we won't spoil here, if we do come back around,
Mhm.
maybe down the line and look at the seasons at a whole, or the Batman 2004 as a whole, we can talk about them. But those are probably the most impactful, emotional weight episodes that we get from that
Mhm.
first season, and kind of is like what sets the show off differently than most
Mhm.
iterations of the Batman. But I see where you're coming from. Like these episodes are so fun. They're so quick and witty, and the dialogue is amazing. Rhino Romano, Reno, I believe, is great as Batman and Bruce Wayne. There is a
That's right.
difference.
Yeah, young Bruce.
Yeah, and you can
I
see that
think
he's
we don't get to
trying,
see
you
a lot of
know?
good young Bruces. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Mhm.
times it's just like full mission, all this stuff. Like, think about when we
Yeah.
covered Batman Year One, it is like very much like
Right.
Batman Year One. He's like just focused on the mission.
Hmm.
But here, you can tell he's hurt. He's trying though, which is something that is a
Hmm.
through line that we've seen in Batman the Animated Series. Right? We talk about
Hmm.
Mask of
Right.
Phantasm and that beautiful scene in the graveyard where he's pleading with his parents. I didn't think I
Hmm.
would be happy and all this stuff. Like you can see
Yeah.
this version of Bruce having that kind of moment. He's still so
Hmm.
early in his
Yeah. He needs to
job.
get there.
Yeah, he hasn't been
He has
hurt,
his
as
time.
much.
Right.
He's been hurt.
Uh huh.
Don't lie. He's been hurt
Yeah.
impactfully enough to become
Physically.
Batman, but he hasn't
Yeah.
been hurt
The
with
mental
as
damage. Yeah.
Batman now as an
Hmm.
adult and have those hits. We see it
Hmm.
once in
Yeah.
with the Big Chill in episode 6.
Yeah.
But
That's
like,
his first time ever. Right. In his
yeah,
run as Batman.
when you see like the emotional impact of those Clayface episodes of what happens to him
Yeah.
in those episodes, that's when it's like, oh, this is the Bruce that's going to start closing off little by little as he
Right.
starts getting more hurt and
And
things.
he's gonna get to the animated series version
Yeah,
of
he
Bruce.
will be the Bruce we know and
Hmm.
unfortunately love because he is emotionally
Hmm.
closed off and all this other stuff. But right now, he is. You can tell he's
Emotionally
hopeful.
stunted man.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's so hopeful. And I think that's a huge reason of why this is my favorite Batman. Is
yeah,
there is so much hope and so much joy and whimsy. And yeah, 99% of that joy and whimsy is Alfred living his best life. But that's fine.
yeah.
We need a balance.
And
And yeah, I don't know. It's just
what?
so good.
So two little things because I want to touch upon it again. The suit design again, beautiful. The claws. We didn't
Hmm.
get to talk about the claws. His gloves having
Claws,
claws
the
is so cool.
Batmobile.
The Batmobile, that was the next thing I wanted to talk about
Hmm.
because that is an awesome Batmobile. It's very simplistic. But the one thing that's really interesting to me, and I didn't think about this until now when I was looking at our background for the episode, is that the Batmobile is rendered in 3D. That
Hmm.
3D looks so much better than whatever we
Hmm.
just saw in the Tomorrowverse 3D. Like that was some of the
Correct.
worst shit I've ever seen. And there's 20 years between those.
Yeah.
There's 20
Uh-huh.
years, and one's a feature length film, and the other one is
3
a
feature-length
yeah,
films.
and the other one is a kids television show
Yeah.
on
A weekly
WB.
television show.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I will tell you exactly what the difference is, Carlos.
Mhm.
In 2004, we were paying our animators and giving them time to make
Mhm.
content and not turning them into a machine that must churn out slop for
Yep.
eternity.
Yep. That's it, man. That's the problem.
This is the anti-capitalism
Yeah.
rant.
This is
Fuck
where
you,
we
David Zaslav.
fuck
Fuck
you.
you so hard.
It took us a while, but we got there at the end for this
We got
episode.
there. We
Yeah,
have to get one, or allocated one per episode at least.
exactly. Um,
Mandate.
God, man, yeah. But what a great 5 episodes you picked, Sly. It was a great. And if anyone
Thank
has
you.
seen the Batman, please, God, comment down below and tell us how much you love it. If you
Talk to
haven't
me.
seen it, yeah, if
Please
you haven't seen it, watch these five
watch it and then
episodes.
talk to me.
Yeah, and then watch the series, like, because it's that good. All of
Mhm.
it's on
Mhm.
HBO Max. It is out of order to a certain degree,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
that sucks, but it's on there.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
is the film on there? Watch the film not be on there.
Mm,
So I watched the
I
film
don't
not be on there. I'm gonna be
remember.
upset. Not that again. That's not our next episode, but
Uh-huh.
I will be
Yeah.
upset if that's
I'm
not on there.
so excited for that film. I don't think you understand how absolutely devastated I was to discover that I did not know that film existed until I made the spreadsheet when we had just started, like, even
Mm,
conceptualizing this as a show. And I have not touched it in the years since then because I wanted it to be fresh for this podcast.
oh,
And we are so close to it. We are
so
inching
close,
closer every week.
so close. And the cool thing about that series, once we get to it, is first of all,
Uh-huh.
not on HBO Max. What the hell? Not on
Of course
anything.
not.
Of course not. You can rent it.
Uh-huh.
But again, that's
Yeah.
not our next episode. But The
Mhm.
cool thing about that is like it's like rated R or not rated R. It's like rated PG-13 or unrated. So they get
Uh-huh.
it's not
Yeah.
necessarily R, but they get away with more stuff and there's blood. Oh man,
Right.
it's a fun
Hmm.
episode. It's a fun
There
movie.
better be blood.
So yeah,
Be
yeah.
disappointed if
When
there
you're dealing with
wasn't.
vampires, you should take a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's down the line. That's not our homework for next week. I don't
Mhm.
know. We're filming these out of order, so I'm not sure what.
I think it'll be the Families of DC episode
Okay.
that we said last week in you
Yes.
podcast listener timeline. Last week we said we were doing that episode this week. We
Yes.
lied.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry
I
about
think
that.
it'll be next week. We're recording out of order. Chaos schedules.
Yeah. See, that's what the kitchen sink's all about. We just throw something at the wall
Hell
and
yeah.
whatever sticks sticks. But yeah, tune into our socials. You'll find out what the episode is. And it should be the Families of DC. It seems
Mhm.
like we're good scheduling wise, so we're good there.
Yeah.
But that's our episode. Sly, where can people find you?
Here, on the pod, I make
Yeah.
this podcast. I probably
Question
also do
mark?
other things. I haven't been doing a lot of things. Ooh, go follow me on Storygraph, where you
Yes.
can see all of the dirty smut I read. And then also the children's books I'm reading at the same time. The duality of man.
That's it.
Follow me on Storygraph. It's at Slyclone. I do not have enough friends over there. Please come be my friend and hang out and buddy read with me if you want. And also a shout out to friend of the pod, Storm, who recently made a Storycraft account so that I have more friends up there. Thanks, Storm. Love you.
I'll have to follow him on there as well. Uh, but for me, you can find me on Storygraph as well. I have not signed in. I should.
Mhm.
I have books to read, so
You
I should.
should.
I should. I
Yeah.
should mark the books
You
I've read
can
at least.
the barcode scanner thing works again.
Oh
So
shit,
you
that's
can just
awesome.
scan the
Oh, that's even
barcode of the
better.
books in your house.
See,
It's so easy.
that's perfect. That's amazing. Shout out to
Mhm,
the like technology, you know.
mhm. And you
But
can scan the comic books if you have trade paperback.
I do.
Just
I
saying.
do have those DC compact over
Just
here.
saying.
Yeah. But for me, yeah, you can find me here, youtube.com/point in progress, where we do this show. This is a spiritual successor of MC University, which you can also find here. But as I mentioned every week, if you're listening, come over to youtube.com/point in progress, like, share, and subscribe. And if you're watching, go over to your favorite podcast service of choice, like, share, subscribe. Send this to everyone you know, send this to everyone you love, send this to Greg Miller. Uh, you know, he loves
Shout out
DC
Greg.
stuff. Um,
Send this to my close personal friend, Blessing Adeoye Jr.
yeah.
I miss your face. You
Yeah,
were
send
in
this to
Seattle and we did not hang out. It's fine. I'm fine.
yeah, send this to Blessing. Yeah, I'm sure he loves DC stuff. I don't think I've ever heard him talk about DC
Yeah,
anyway. Is this gonna be like the
we
King of
chat.
Halloween thing where like he's gonna be the king of DC over Greg? And like kind of funny. Are we
We'll
starting
see.
something? I think we
Yeah,
might
we'll
start something.
see.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, do that. And then if you're tuning into youtube.com/point in progress, check out my playthrough series of the Remedyverse games. Season 1, Alan Wake Remastered, and Alan Wake American Nightmare. Season 2 is Quantum Break, and now Season 3, which will be premiering shortly as I bank all the episodes, will be Control. So you should look out to our
Hell yeah.
socials and everything like that, and it will appear. We'll talk about it, and then we have some more shows down the line that we'll talk about after the Remedyverse stuff, which is going to be very interesting. Timeline for Point of Progress. And as of this recording, I can at least say that this might actually air the same day as the other episode. There is an embargo lifted, so we have a special video
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah,
a game I got to
yeah. Very
play
excited.
that was shown off at the 6-1 Indie Showcase. I fell in love with it right there and then when it showed off.
Mhm.
And luckily enough, because Sly went to the mix, they sent us a code for a demo. I got to play it. It's
We
amazing.
love
But yeah,
you. We
I,
love the mix. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
thank
Every
you.
time I get a press like confirmation and I get to go to the press hour, I feel so special. I love
Yeah.
the mix so much.
So shout out to Heavy Lunch. That episode, I think we gotta figure out how we're gonna premiere this episode because that would be literally
Mhm.
premiere at the same time as I usually
Ooh,
schedule
okay.
this
Yeah,
episode.
that's
So
fine. We can bump it. Yeah,
we'll figure it out. It has an
we'll
audience, but
figure it
yeah,
out.
we'll figure that out. Maybe this was a couple hours ago you saw that demo playthrough,
Mhm,
and now you're coming back here, or if
mhm.
you just coming from here, hey, hi everyone. We do game stuff and DC stuff. But
Mhm.
till next time, class is dismissed.
Bye.